as you can see, I've decorated for Christmas already. I mean, Thanksgiving. And, yeah, so this is my first video ever. I don't know what possessed me to do this, but, a lot of my friends said they wanted to hear some of my stories, so I decided to just make a video. Maybe people like it. I don't know. So I'm Mr. Nature Dude, and I'm gonna tell you one of my favorite stories, which is the Satyrs are coming to rape us. Alright, so now at first, it seems like a drug-fueled story. However, this is not. This is entirely, it was entirely begotten by sleep deprivation and being 12 and a little bit of Greek mythology. So, in a few seconds, you're going to see how I tied all of those together, and my friend and I thought that the satyrs were going to rape us in a forest. Okay, so first of all, my grandparents used to own this band camp kind of thing, so it was a bunch of old people. So I decided to bring along one of my friends, Cameron. All right, so me and Cameron, we're good friends. Haven't seen him in a while. It's been a couple years. He moved off to Oregon, but you don't care. So anyways, me and Cameron are going off to this band camp, and it's up in the Santa Cruz Mountains, Boulder Creek. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but very nice place. You should check it out. So we go up there and we make a fire, and that's just the first thing we did. We were just like, hey man, let's burn something. And so we start this fire, and we're just like, okay, we're already bored of this. So we put it out, and we go off hiking in the forest for the rest of the day. And now Cameron's very interested in the idea of getting stoned. So what he has us do is he's like, man, I've heard that bay leaves will do the same thing as pot, kind of. And I was like, okay, man, whatever. Like, if you think so. And then so what we do is we take these bay leaves. By the way, don't do this. It's not a good idea. It didn't do anything. And we ground it up, and we put it in a straw. And that's what we smoked it out of. This was really, really weird, and it didn't do anything. But we imagined it did, and so we just kept doing it. So after we had gone through about 3 of these, we were like, okay, that was kind of fun. Now, let's go off into the forest. And by this point, it's about 5 o'clock, and it's getting to be, I think this was the Labor Day camp, so it was going to be dark in like a couple hours. So we went and ate at the potluck there, and then right after that, we made another fire. But this fire we stayed at for a while. And then later that night, we were talking about Greek mythology all night. And later that night, he was like, man, let's do a night hike. That would be really cool. So we went out, and we were about to do this night hike. And we're just talking, and we're just like, hey, this is kind of scary. And I was reading this book recently, and it said there was this thing called the dread. And so I was telling him about that. And what it does is it's made up by elves, and then they put it in the forest, and then the humans don't want to go there. And then so he's like, huh, so that's why we're kind of feeling creeped out. And so we just kind of accepted this as a truth and moved on deeper into the forest. And then so we get to this water tank, and we just look around, and we're just like, man, something doesn't feel right. And we heard a knocking, and we're from like the inside of the water tank, and we're both like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And then we're just like, all right, man, if there's one more noise, we just run the other direction. And so there were no noises for like another 3 or 4 minutes, and then we just heard another one in the bushes, and we were like, fuck it, and we ran as fast as we can. And then my friend says, dude, the satyrs are coming to rape us. And I was like, oh no, they are. And so we're running, and we were pretty edgy, so we were playing Bullet, link in the description below if you're really interested, by Hollywood Undead. all the way back, and I was like, man, please stop playing that song, it's freaking me out. So we're running, and we're just like, ah, and like, part of us actually believed that there were half man, half goat beings in the woods chasing us. And because we kept hearing noises behind us, and we were just running and running and running, and eventually we ran into this guy. He had a Hawaiian shirt on, khakis, and he was pretty chubby, and he was carrying a bottle of wine. And we just literally ran into him, like we went, wow, wow, and we collided into this guy. And we were like, oh my god, so sorry, dude. Like, we didn't mean to do that. So we went up to camp, and we were talking about how crazy that was. And I was just like, man, if the satyrs were coming to rape us, was that Dionysus? Because I don't know if you guys read Percy Jackson or not, but Dionysus was this camp director, right? And it was for the demigods and whatever. If you haven't read it, okay, even if you're a little bit older, like 19 or 18, it's still a good series. Just give it a read. But anyways, so we were just like, dude, I think we need to go apologize to that guy in person. So we went down there, and we were just like, hey man, how you doing? And he was just like, your hands are very cold. And he looked at me, and he's like, yours are very warm. And then he just went back to playing his song, because they were at a song circle, and that's what they were doing. And it was just like, all right, man. That was so weird. We just went back up to the campfire, and then we were just like, man, maybe we should like sacrifice some grapes to the gods or something. So we're throwing grapes in the fire, and we were just, that was a really fun night. But yeah, I wouldn't do that again. So, you know, decide for yourself. Was it the bay leaves that made us run away screaming like little girls? Or, you know, what was it maybe that we were just like 14, you know? Anyways, so this is my first video. Thank you guys for watching, taking the time out of your day. I'll put my Instagram at below. Have yourselves a good night or whatever. Bye.